Hello everyone, this video is sponsored by a donation from Anonymous, and this is what they want you to know. Hello Ollie, I just sent the donation, please keep me anonymous. It's been over a year since I've gotten no contact with my mom. I wish I could have discovered narcissism long before my dad passed away. I think it would have helped him. He was a victim in his childhood. His mother starved him, neglected him, tortured him by pinching him, and if he was to retaliate, she would tell his dad, and his dad would take the belt to him for disobeying his mom. When he was sexually assaulted in a church bathroom, another church, and told his parents about it, he got beat for lying. When he started working, he had to give all his money to his parents for the reason of they raised him and that's the least he can do. When he wanted to move out, he explained to his parents that he needs at least a portion of his money to save so he can get a place of his own. They told him no, with his own money. So he grabbed what he needed and lived in his car for a summer until he saved enough to get his own place. He knew things were wrong when he tried to get away. Unfortunately and thankfully, he met and married my narc mom. She put him through hell and covertly put me through hell, conditioning us with love bombing. How can someone who claims they are blessed to have you in their life and they love you and they love you so much, hurt you on purpose? She used her own childhood abuse and claimed to have multiple personalities as an excuse not to know better, not to remember things she'd done. Eventually, they got divorced, and my dad raised me on his own. He wanted better for me, and try as he may, it was a little too late to protect me. Shit had already happened, and some of which he condoned, like the times my parents had sex while I was in the bed with them. Oh, God. My dad beat himself up over that mistake for the rest of his life because he allowed it to happen. I should explain how it happened. I was six-ish. I would get scared at night and end up in my parents' bed like so many kids do. One time they started getting it on in the morning and I woke up and left the room. Later, when my dad wasn't around, my mother got mad at me and told me that because I got up, it ruined the mood and she couldn't get off. She couldn't get off and she's complaining to her 6-year-old daughter that it's her fault that she couldn't fucking bust her own nut. All right. There's no boundaries and no limitations to their abuse. Next time that happens, I was just trying to stay asleep. And next time that happens, I was just trying to stay asleep. Don't move, open my eyes, nothing. She will wake me up when they're done. Oh my God. Now, I tried not to get scared and go to their room, but I was terrified of my nightmares and ended up in that position again, but this time terrified to get up. I heard my dad say I should be moved to my room, and my mom said, no, don't disturb her sleep. Oh, your mother liked it. Your mother liked it. No child should ever have to go through that. I knew it was wrong and resented them for it and so many other things. When I was older, I told my dad, and his heart sank. He blamed himself for participating in something he had a gut feeling was wrong. He never forgave himself, ended up drinking himself to death. The more we educate people on the effects of narcissism, the more our victims, like my dad, who knew something is wrong but figured they were to blame, could know what is wrong and fix themselves rather than blame themselves and do things like drink away the guilt and depression. Nothing against drinking, I do it too. It was just sad to see my dad so hard on himself with depression all the time. He never moved on, and I couldn't help him. My dad had a lot of narc mannerisms, but I don't think he was one because he didn't mess with my head or make me feel guilty. He genuinely wanted better for me. He knew about the things and kept the secrets. He didn't want to do the right thing in the moment, but he did get away from it. He always told me he tried to give me a better life and he knows he messed up. I can do better and please do. Because there has been a cycle of abuse that needs to stop, he was doing what he could to break it, and I need to do what I can to improve what I can. Unfortunately, it took his death and my mom using that sensitive time in my life to attack at full force for me to find out about narcissism, and I have everything made sense. I know it has helped me. I wish I could have helped him. Thank you for all you can do, Ollie. Best of luck to you. All right. Well, you know, your mother's a real piece is a real piece of work, and your mother obviously clued in on the fact that your dad had been sexually abused. He was easy to manipulate. He was easy to walk all over based on what his parents did to him. Your mother wanted to have sex in front of you, which a lot of narcissistic women, they get off on it. They get off on it big time. And even when your father said, let's put her in bed, your mother's like, no, let's just fuck here, you know, in front of our 6-year-old. Knowing, hopeful, basically hoping you were awake, hoping you'd wake up, and loving every second of it. You know, your dad didn't abuse you, and he got you out of there, to his credit. And you know, this is one of those situations. It's like, well, what if I knew about narcissism years ago? Would it have changed? Maybe, maybe not. You know, your dad obviously had problems, and the alcohol had a grip on him. And who knows? You know, narcissism and people learning about it. It seems like now the word is being thrown out everywhere. You look on the news, you look in politics, it's narcissism, narcissism, narcissism. People don't know what it means. Most of the people that say it, like, you know, in the media are narcissists themselves. But that could keep you up at night. You know, like, what if I knew about it? What if, what if, what if? And you really can't do that. You know, you got to take it as it comes along, you know. Asking yourself, what if I knew about narcissism earlier? It's along the same lines as, why did this happen to me? Why me? Why me? Why me? It just did. You know, this is a pattern now, which is only for now getting exposed. So all of us who are tackling this or learning about it, you know, we are the front runners in this. We are the ones bringing this to light. You know, you may not have been able to help your father, but by sharing your story here and you trying to learn it, you know, makes you basically one of the pioneers. You know, everybody who donate, everybody who contributes a story and helps these channels grow, okay, is helping be a pioneer. Okay, this is the first rung of recovery, of bringing this out into light. Okay, it sucks that you lost your dad to alcohol, and it sucks not having him around, because it seems like he genuinely loved and cared for you. Okay, hold on to that, because he did get you, you know, he did get you out. And, you know, and I know you don't have any harsh feelings for him. Okay, hold on to that, and you can still, okay, recover for him. Okay, so his death isn't in vain. So he didn't die for nothing. He didn't drink himself to death for nothing. Okay, maybe your story helps somebody else, saves another person from drinking themselves into death, because now they understand it wasn't their fault. Now they understand that they're not alone, that other people have gone through the exact same situations as you. And by you and other people sharing your stories and helping channels like mine and others grow, and getting this out into the limelight so everybody starts understanding these patterns of behavior, I still say you're helping your dad and helping yourself and helping others. And maybe, you know, in a few years, when this really gets out there, okay, you can look back and say, I was there at the beginning. I was one of the ones that was smart enough to see this, research it, and start shining a light on that. Do that in your father's memory. Do that for him so he can live on forever. So his death wasn't for him, so he didn't die for nothing, so he didn't drink himself to death for nothing. As far as your mother goes, I hope you're completely no contact with her, because she's a completely useless piece of shit. Anybody would have sex in a bed with a 6-year-old. Why bother? Thank you for your story. Thank you for your contribution to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you everybody else who's watched. Any words of advice, please leave them in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story made into a video on this channel, you guys know what to do with the PayPal link in the description box below. I will get it right out to you immediately. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.